very good evening to you out there. This is African Free Press Television, where we report Africa from a refreshing perspective. My name is Leah Oketa, bringing you stories in the news this week. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has released retired Rear Admiral Alison Madueke, the husband of former Minister of Petroleum Diezani, Alison Madueke. He was arrested by the EFCC on Tuesday, February 17, 2016. Reports had it that he was grilled at the agency's Abuja office for several hours because the sum of $600,000 was allegedly found in his personal account. The EFCC later seized the Rear Admiral's international passport and released him on administrative bail. Speaking on the incident, the Madueke family lawyer, Mr. Oscar Onwodiwe, said, "I really do not know. The EFCC has become something else under this government. They have been empowered and believe the best way to work is to leak stories to the media." His lawyer also confirmed his release, saying he honored an invitation by the EFCC and has left. Nigeria's crude oil export operation has suffered a serious setback following a major crack-up of the giant underwater pipeline at the Forcados export terminal. Following the incident, officials have announced that crude oil lifting has been suspended at the Forcados export terminal. The pipeline, described as a big artery in the nation's oil production, was said to have suffered a huge rupture under circumstances that are at the moment still hazy. This is happening as the Nigerian economy is currently experiencing a decline from the impact of low oil prices, with revenue dropping month after month. Forcados terminal in Delta State is one of Nigeria's biggest terminals, with the capacity to export about 400,000 barrels of oil a day. Industry experts say repairing the pipeline might cost the country as much as $100 million. The oil majors most hit by disasters at this terminal include Shell and Seplat. President Muhammadu Buhari has appointed the Oni Ife Eniton Adeyeye Ogunwusi Ojaja II as Chancellor of University of Nigeria in Nsukka. A statement by the Director of Media Oni's Palace, Moses Olafere, said the President made the appointment on Thursday. Mr. Olafere commended President Buhari for recognizing the Oni's efforts in promoting peace, unity among Nigerians. He noted that Ogunwusi was ready to bring to bear his influence and connections to promote unity and harmonious working relationships in the university. He further admonished Nigerians to promote issues that could foster unity to ensure speedy development rather than playing up their differences. In the same vein, President Muhammadu Buhari has assured the international community of his resolve to build a stable and prosperous Nigeria that is inclusive of all its diverse peoples and at ease with itself. The President was speaking on Thursday at a reception for members of the diplomatic corps in the presidential villa. His speech centered on insecurity and fight against corruption. The President thanked the international community for their support in the fight against Boko Haram, promising to end hunger and poverty in Nigeria, which he observed are largely responsible for the indoctrination and co-option into violent extremism. The meeting with the diplomatic corps is an annual event where the President of Nigeria interacts with the different country envoys. It is usually characterized by a massive turnout. And there are indications that the federal government of Nigeria is planning to use the 2.2 trillion naira proceeds from the TSA to fund the nation's 2016 budget. The Minister of Budget and National Planning, Mr. Udo Udoma, gave the hint on Thursday at an event organized by the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation. The minister advised the state governments to implement the Treasury single account system to reduce costs of governance. The states are encouraged to adopt a similar strategy in financing their budgets. Mr. Udoma also said that the TSA system was one way of funding the budget and to impact positively on the lives of Nigerians at the grassroots. And a former governor of Borno State, Ali Sheriff, has been named as the new chairman of the People's Democratic Party. The PDP is Nigeria's biggest opposition party and was defeated only in May 2015 after holding power for 16 years. Mr. Sheriff is replacing Ahmadu Muazu, the former chairman, who resigned shortly after the 2015 general elections. The spokesperson for PDP, Olisa Metu, who addressed journalists at the Abuja Wadata Plaza Secretariat of the party on Tuesday, said all organs of the party, including the National Caucus, PDP Governors Forum and the National Assembly caucuses agreed on the choice of Mr. Sharif, who is also a former senator. Mr. Meto said the decision would be communicated to the Board of Trustees and subsequently the National Executive Committee, NEC, for ratification before a formal announcement would be made. And Professor Onyebuchi Chukwu, who is the former Minister of Health, has reportedly dumped the People's Democratic Party (PDP) for the All Progressive Congress. Unverified sources said that Chukwu registered as a member of the APC at his Ugwegu ward in Afikpo North local government area of Ebonyi State on Friday, February 12th, in the presence of scores of his supporters and party officials. He might have left the PDP in protest against the shabby treatment he allegedly received from the party as a governorship aspirant in 2014. Although Chukwu has not yet confirmed the exit from the party, his former Special Assistant on Media and Communication, Dan Nwome, said that he was aware of the development. A prominent human rights organization, the Nadim Center for Rehabilitation of Victims of Violence, say the government of Egypt has issued an order to close the organization, which documents complaints of torture in custody. The Nadim Center documents allegations of torture, death, and medical negligence inside police stations and prisons. The rights group deputy director for the Middle East and North Africa, Saeed Bomedoha, has called on Egypt to freeze the order to close the center and provide it with a clear explanation of the reasons behind the order. Amnesty International said that moves to close down the center appear to mark an expansion of the ongoing crackdown on human rights activists in Egypt. And while still on the foreign scene, Australian Foreign Minister Julia Bishop announced that China has challenged reports that it deployed advanced surface-to-air missiles to a disputed island in the South China Sea, adding that any militarization would be a concern. China's state-run Global Times wrote in an editorial on Thursday that China has been angered by air and sea patrols, which the United States has conducted near the artificial island China has built further south in the South China Sea. And now in sports, the Nigerian Football Federation has confirmed the appointment of Golden Eaglets coach Emmanuel Amuneke as the coach of the national under-20 team, the Flying Eagles. The confirmation of Coach Amuneke's new status was contained in a communique released to the media on Wednesday after the NFF Executive Board meeting held in Abuja ratified the promotion of the former Super Eagles star. Amuneke led the Golden Eaglets to win the Under-17 World Cup in Chile last year and was handed a chance to progress with his squad to the Under-20 level. As contained in a communique issued, Amuneke will be assisted by Kabiru Valeria and Emeka Amadi as assistant coach and goalkeeper trainer respectively. Amuneke, who was named African Footballer of the Year in 1994, will hope to qualify the Flying Eagles to the 20th African Under-20 Cup of Nations for Zambia in 2017. And this is where we wrap it up for the week on the news. My name is Leo Keta. This is African Free Press Television. For more, please do log on to our website at www.africanfreepress.com. Follow us on Twitter at African Free Press. Like us on Facebook page at africanfreepress.com. Join us in our discussions on various interesting topics at African Free Press Forum and subscribe to our YouTube channel at African Free Press. Please do enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.